Mr. Chairman, we're just talking about obfuscating and diverting and distracting and spin and a whole lot of word vomit from the other side of the aisle. It makes no sense as to what we're here for today. And you hear a lot of Trump, 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 Rudy Giuliani, Giuliani, Giuliani. We're not talking about either of those gentlemen today. I want to thank both the witnesses for being here. I think it's been established that you're very credible, you're very experienced, you're subject matter experts at what you do. Mr. Shapley, you led a team of 12 elite agents in this investigation. How long were you investigating the sportsman, the Hunter Biden investigation? How long did you lead it for?
I started in January of 2020.
Okay, so 2 to 3 years?
That's correct.
Okay. You both, I'm sure, are aware that one of Hunter Biden's lawyers has accused you of having access to grind and that you're disgruntled agents. Mr. Shapley, are you a political activist?
I am not, no.
You are not. Mr. Ziegler, are you a part of the MAGA movement?
I am not.
You're not. Okay, thank you. So I have to ask you a direct question, and it's an important one. Are you two out to get Hunter Biden, or are you out to get justice?
It's all about justice here, and that's why, a plea agreement, when people ask me to comment about the plea agreement, it's just,
Mr.
it is
Ziegler?
what it is outside of my control.
Justice, or you want to get Hunter?
It's justice.
Thank you. Okay. So the ranking member, who was a rather skilled orator, rather bombastically claimed when he was speaking earlier that this is all, and I quote, normal stuff, and there's no evidence that Hunter Biden received preferential treatment. So, Mr. Ziegler, do you agree with those statements? That this investigation was normal stuff, nothing out of the ordinary, and that Hunter Biden didn't receive any preferential treatment?
Based on my transcript, I would believe that answer would be, or that question would be incorrect.
Would you fair to say that you vehemently disagree with those statements?
I don't think it changes my perspective of it. All I can say is that we came forward with the information of slow walking, not following the investigative steps, and
So it was out of the ordinary?
yeah.
Okay. Mr. Shapley, do you agree with those statements or disagree with them?
Yes, this was out of the ordinary.
Okay. So when you read your transcribed interviews, which are pretty massive in and of themselves, it's clear that the levels of interference and roadblocks that the DOJ and other federal government personnel put in front of you was astounding, if not unprecedented. In these pages, I was utterly shocked to see how an assistant U.S. attorney stonewalled and scuttled your investigation. So let's go back. It's December of 2020. The prosecutorial team is meeting to discuss next steps. Hunter Biden has received millions of dollars in foreign payments. One of his shell companies, Wasco, to this day, no one can tell what the hell it ever did other than accept money. So nobody knows what services the company's ever provided, and it's December of 2020. Hunter is vacating Wasco's DC offices, and he's moving those documents to a storage unit in Northern Virginia. Mr. Shapley, were you pretty interested in what some of those documents might reveal?
Yes, we were.
Okay. And maybe possibly could have shedded light on criminal activity, felony committing?
Unfettered access to the documents there before defense counsel can filter them and would have been very advantageous.
Could have been a treasure trove. We don't know, okay, because of what happened later. So I'm going to get that in a second. So did you prepare an affidavit to search that storage unit?
Yeah, I was the one that prepared
Okay,
that.
Mr. Ziegler did that. Did U.S. Attorney Weiss agree that if the unit wasn't accessed for 30 days, then you could execute the warrant?
That's correct.
Okay, so now that in and of itself seems kind of weird, though, doesn't it, to wait 30 days? And is somebody, how are you going to know if somebody accesses it? You can have is it going to be under 24-hour surveillance? Is it going to be a stakeout? Are we going to have to call Emilio Estevez and Richard Dreyfuss and have them there with the binoculars checking things out?
So it wasn't in the transcript, but this was a little bit a unique location where it would have been easier than what you just described. Okay. See if it was accessed.
But you didn't have to wait the 30 days, did you? Because did Assistant U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf, what did she do when she learned that you wanted to execute the search warrant on this storage unit?
So she actually first approved and was saying that it's going to take approvals for us to get this done, but then came back a few days later and said, no, we're not going to move forward with this. And I was the one who proposed, well, let's just wait 30 days, we'll get the approvals, we will make sure that the storage unit is not accessed, and then we can move forward with the warrant. Her response was, I'm going to think about it. And then we come to find out a few days later that they had let defense counsel know that we know about the storage unit.
So that's key. So a U.S. attorney tipped off the lawyers of a person who was the subject of a years-long criminal felony investigation. that what you're saying? Did Leslie Wolf tip off Hunter Biden's lawyers?
Regarding
The storage unit, that you guys had interest in the storage unit. Because once you know that, if you're the subject of a criminal investigation, any of those documents that can incriminate you are probably going to meet a match and some gasoline. So that's astounding to me, that is direct evidence, clearly, of preferential treatment, and that is not normal stuff. Is that normal?
So I can tell you that was actually my kind of red line situation, a little bit different than how Shapley refers to it, but I didn't think we had a seat at the table. It was just, it disappointed me so badly, but I knew this was something that we were up against, and that it was like, okay, that's what they decided to do.
Have either of you ever seen anything like that before in your decades of experience?
And gentlemen, time's expired, but please feel free to answer the question.
No, I have not.
I have not either.
Well, I want to thank you. I think you're both excellent public servants and you're courageous. And justice is the only thing I want to be blind. Not our Democratic colleagues, not the legacy media, and certainly not top administration officials. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.